Like it went from they was in line playing them every chance they get, they was playing them to, nah, I'm good. That's when Kobe had his first taste of a champion at the age of 12 and 13, because he was like a champion of practice. Like they wouldn't even play him because, you know, now of course they're not telling him this, but he later finds these things out. His dad is still on the team, remember? So they talk, and he shared that with us, but that was real impressive to me. That was very, you know, I'm a man, you know, I'm very competitive, and I got sons, you know, just the black male, Chicago black males, period, are very competitive on every level, which I'm gonna definitely give you my take on opportunities for black men and a lot of different things about black men, but particularly I'm gonna talk about the senseless violence that's not so senseless. It makes sense to me. But yeah, we all competitive, and Kobe Bryant was no different. He just had a dad like Jelly Bean Bryant to put him in a setting like an NBA court where people are practicing, and he just soaked it up. He soaked it up. He became a champion of practice early. I'm sure that put the taste of winning combined with competitiveness, and then you have Kobe. You know, I really don't even want to mention none of the BS that's being circulated. You know, like I don't even want to put it out there, but it's out there already. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna address it. You know, the things like he was sacrificed. That's what I keep hearing within our community. He was sacrificed, or he was killed. Illuminati killed him. I even seen a post where a guy said he was in a. Now the only reason I'm saying this is because I looked it up and it was true. So, but that's how anything go that come out of my mouth. If I'm saying it to you, then I looked it up. I don't just hear stuff and then share it. That's called gossip. I like to provide a source of reliable information that's factual, not partially factual, but I seen a post where a guy said Kobe Bryant was in, and this is the only reason I'm bringing this up, because, you know, when people, this is a tragedy. I mean, death, period. Death is a part of life, and when people die, it's all type of reactions. So here's just one of them. But he was in a legal battle with a pharmaceutical company that wanted to use Black Mamba something as a plug for their drugs, their medicine. And you know, here it is, a pharmaceutical company, already well established. You know, Kobe Bryant is who he is, and they want to take advantage of him, even though they already established. Like that's so blackmail. That's so a blackmail thing. I'm not telling you nothing I heard. I'm not telling you nothing I think. I'm telling you what I know. Black men are exploited on every level, every single level. Slave to icon, and everywhere in between. Slaves, that's just go. You could just imagine any slave And the term slave is, I mean, this is self-explanatory. All the way to icons like Kobe Bryant, who is in a battle with a pharmaceutical company that's trying to make a profit off of his likeness, off of his image, his alter ego image, Black Mamba. And the theory is that the pharmaceutical company, you know, pulled some strings and, you know, had this accident happen and problem solved, you know. So that's the only reason I'm bringing it up, because it's out there. The Comedy Central prediction. The Comedy Central prediction of his death through a skit, through a cartoon skit. As tasteless as that was, I don't know if it was a prediction or not, but I do know it was tasteless as hell. Like, I'm saying it was tasteless because comedy is to make people laugh, you know. Why? What's funny? What's humorous about Kobe Bryant in a Lakers helicopter crashing and he hanging out with 2 MVP trophies in his hand, dead? Like, what is, I'm not even sure what the goal was in terms of humor with that comic skit. But what I do know is it was very tasteless, considering his daughters, his children. Very tasteless. You got children, man. He got kids out here. He got a wife. He got a whole family. A laugh is not, to me, a laugh is not that important to make people cry. Like, it's not, if your laughter is pain, then it's not funny. You know, that's just, period. I don't care. So, whether it was a psychic or which I don't believe in them, but I don't know, man. I'm just saying it how I feel about it. The beauty of my walk is I've walked roughly 2 miles. I'm sweating like Porky Pig in a sauna with a coat on. Like, you don't understand the average, everybody call it perspiration. I call it inspiration. It's inspiration, G. But yeah, I didn't walk almost 2 miles. I'm almost halfway. And the good conversation that I'm having is really an example of the good conversation I have all the time in my head, thinking about any and everything under the sun. I had this idea to share it with you guys while I'm losing weight. Like, you know, I started this thing off 10, 11 years ago as a weight loss median / I need to exercise. You know, I grew up as an athlete, I think. And for years, I just hadn't partaken in any athletic anything other than occasionally, randomly, a pickup game of basketball. But even in that, I found that, you know, the things I was used to doing, like being a little heavy set dude that's quicker than somebody half his size. I mean, I was still that, but it was only for a few plays. Like, So I had experienced weight gain through life. Like, had kids sitting down, so I was encouraged to do something I said, man, let me buckle my shoes up and walk. So I don't do nothing little. So I started off walking my dog around Gailey. I started walking my dog around Gailey. And, around the neighborhood, and it was nice, I was always used to walking the dog, but it was just a few blocks. Like I always had a dog, and I always would walk them long enough to train them, let them take care of their business, and then I get back to my day. So that was what I was accustomed to. And one day I took an extra long walk with the dog, and it was so nice. It yielded so many positive results. I said, let me walk the dog a little further. What's up, man? Walk the dog a little further. I walked the dog a little further. To the next thing you know, I was walking to Halston. Like that's 2.5 miles from my crib. So another 2 miles back to the crib and a half. That's a 5-mile journey. Nice round number. I got 5 on it. Grab your phone and let's get Chief. So 5 was already in my wheelhouse. Nice round. Well, round in the sense of it's halfway between 10. Got 5 on it. So 5 miles was, considering that it's from one major street to the next, it was a no-brainer. It made all the sense in the world to do this walk that produced so many positive things. I'm losing weight at a steady pace. I'm generating thought. Motion creates emotion. I'm feeling good after I get through walking. Then I done it long enough where when I started not to walk, the days I would not walk, I would feel empty. I would feel like there's something missing out of my day. Then like, oh, it's the walk. Like 5 miles, it's psychologically stimulating as well. So here it is, I walk. I used to walk through the neighborhood too, like I'm on a 10 tray now. 103rd. I used to walk on 104th, 105th, 107th. I used to walk man. That's an example of how blessed I was, am, and will continue to be. I'm blessed by my God that's inside of me. I was walking up and down some treacherous blocks. Not that 10 tray ain't treacherous. It's treacherous. But it's a little more traffic. It's a lot less secluded. You won't be a victim. Well, you will be a victim, but you're less likely to be a victim on this busy street than on the secluded block, I started hearing reports of people being robbed, strong arm robberies on the blocks that I was walking on. So I'm trying to figure out who's sticking up a nigga on the block like. So then it started becoming more clear to me that I mean, I always felt like this, but this is just another confirmation of my feelings. Is we in a bad state. Like we desperate. We desperate. Now, just because we don't look desperate, don't mean that desperation is not upon us. It's pretty desperate to take a firearm that should be used for protection only, and you use it to gain an opportunity. You use it to rob somebody. I know y'all never heard it like that, but that's what it is. You know, when you lack any opportunities that's positive and productive, human beings, that's what we want. We all want opportunities. Your most seasoned, accomplished person in whatever area he's achieved her accolades in, if they was honest, somebody always looked out for him. Somebody always gave him a hand up. Somebody always did something that's not a part of an opportunity. You know, I ain't have to do this, or I ain't have to do that. So if we was honest, totally honest, that's part of success. Somebody looking out for you. You can't just be totally successful by yourself. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. If you are successful in an area, it's because somebody helped you at some point in time. Somebody, somewhere. And damn, I almost getting hit by a car. Made me forget what I was saying. Opportunity. Everybody want an opportunity. So yeah, walking up and down them blocks, I could have been a victim. I could have easily been a victim of armed robbery, and I still can. It ain't like I'm safe out here. Like, but that's my point. That's my point. We desperate in our community, and we've been desperate for so long. We've been down for so long, we don't even want to talk about it no more. We just want to accept it as being down, and it's just the way it is, and I'll get over it, and I ain't do it. You know, these are the things, these are the responses I'm hearing in conversation about things like reparations, things like culpability, things like accuracy in history. You know, you get other people, you know, they very defensive over the things I say in terms of, hey, how do you feel about reparations? Oh, reparations, you know, we should just move on. We wasted energy on what? The Jews get reparations. Asians get reparations. Why can't we get reparations? You know, why is something that's a thing? First of all, it shouldn't even be a thing. There shouldn't be a whole system to repay, to reward, to pay back people who have been taken advantage of by another class or group of people. That shouldn't even be a thing. But that's what reparations are. So why we don't deserve reparations? You know? But I'm gonna have a whole conversation about it. My part two intro video, who I am, is coming. I had to do the Kobe video today because that's how life go, man. I can't believe it. I heard one of the reporters say, how you do anything is how you do everything. He was regarding to a mentor of Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant shared this quote of his mentor, somebody he looked up to. His mentor, Kobe's mentor, told Kobe, how you do anything is how you do everything. So this reporter was reporting on the obvious, reporting on what happened. And he was like, a moment I remember when Kobe told me what his mentor told him. And he took very seriously, and that is, how you do anything is how you do everything, Another point I want to take this opportunity. This is probably my most poignant point that I want to make in our talk. Walk with me, talk with me, free your mind with Big G. I want to make the most poignant point. This is my most poignant point through this tragedy. And I felt like this before, but local tragedies garner a different respect. When a local tragedy happens, which happens every single day, when a young man is killed in our community, I keep my comments at a minimum because death is a part of life. And just like you respect the person's life, you respect the person's death. So a lot of times when shorties get shot and killed, I'm talking about little kids that's not even, trying to hustle, or they just minding their business, they get shot and killed, I feel some type of way. No, I take that back. Not the shorties I'm talking about the teenagers. I'm talking about the ones who, and I ain't gonna make no references particularly, you fill in the blank. I'm talking about the ones who were very wayward, who were out there, who was doing all type of stuff. And you really have no control over him. I'm always refer to young men, y'all, because I'm a young man, so I'm not giving you an account on women because I ain't no woman. I would be wasting your time. But I'm giving you an accurate account of a young man, because that's what I am. Black male from Chicago black male. But tragedy happened to a teenager, young adult. And y'all gonna trip out when I say it. You like, he right. Everybody come out the Wentworth. Everybody come out the woodwork like, oh, I love Shorty. He this. Shorty that. I wish I would've did this. I wish I'd only known what he needed. I could have helped him. Like, I'm gonna be more specific. Because I'm really vague. Because I don't want nobody to think that I'm disrespecting somebody's death. That's not what I'm doing. I'm pointing something out. That's all I'm doing. I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm just pointing out that when a tragedy happens, when a young man is killed in our community, we all come together, put his picture on a t-shirt, GoFundMe, you know, all these different efforts because now we got to bury him and everybody want to act like they were so willing to help. So, okay, we lost this one. But right now, listen, I'm talking about right now while you're looking at this video. I don't care what time it is you choose to look at this video. I don't care what time it is you hear this point. This point is true right now. And can't nobody dispute it. The fact that it's a young man might be inside your door, might be sitting right next to you. But it's a young man real close to you that is in distress. He don't even know he in distress. He think it's normal because he was born into oppression. But it's a young man either right inside your house or right outside your house. I guarantee you, I'm promising you, he ain't far. You ain't got to get in your car and you ain't got to get on no bus. He right on your block. It's a young man that could use some inspiration on all levels. It's a young man somewhere that's about to ruin his life because he's so desperate. He's so desperate to have the things that he see his buddies got. And he don't know that his buddies got him risking their life. You know? Now here's my point in that. When we successful in the community, in the black community, we don't bring that success back to the community. We take that success and we run with it. Ain't nothing, I'm gonna tell you, ain't nothing wrong with that mentality because it's survival. See, people that's not from the hood, they want to encourage you to stay in the hood. People that's not from the hood want to encourage you to stay in the hood. What is that? I'm nosy, y'all. Who know what this is? It's got a fire department logo on it. It looked like some shit that, did I get it? I don't know. It look, wait. Can you see it now? Well, next to that yellow sign, look like a tank or something. But see, that's the type of dangers that's a disaster waiting to happen, man. But yeah, it's somebody right there, you know. Oppression is tricky too, y'all. Oppression is it's comfort. Oppression want to make you comfortable. Comfortable is dangerous. I was looking at a clip about the Jews. You know, today is the anniversary of something for the, anyway, I was looking at something about the Holocaust and how they was marching the Jewish people into these different scenarios that was deadly, you know, an oven. They was burning people. They showed this room, had all these pairs of shoes in it. And the lady who was in the documentary, what's up, man? She was explaining that when she seen all the shoes, she was a Jew. She is a Jew living today, telling what happened to her. She said she realized all them shoes was from people who had been burned up. I don't know why they made her take her shoes off, but I guess, I don't know. Then she had another scene where she said young men were forced to dig their own grave. and then they were shot. And then when they were shot near the grave, they fell in the grave. Some of them wasn't even dead. And you got these Germans throwing dirt on them. So that's crazy. But my point in that is, the people that fought back was the people that was uncomfortable. You know, the people she said some Jews didn't know what was going on because they wasn't paying attention to what was going on, but they were being comforted by the German soldiers. You know, here's some bread, here, walk this way, here, this. You know, it's a lot more covert now. Back then, you could, if you just was like, had any sense, you could say, hold on, wait a minute, y'all coming in our neighborhood and marching us out to where? Like, hold on, so in the sense of like understanding that their comfort was challenged and only a few of them stood up for it. Everybody else is so comfortable just walking into the oven like, oh, it's cool. It's kind of equivalent to a soup kitchen. You know, now, hey, I ain't got nothing against no soup kitchen. I'm saying we need them. But a soup kitchen gives you just enough soup, just enough comfort where you can go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. If that soup kitchen wasn't there and you got hungry enough, you do something about your hunger. Like, so give everybody food stamps on the heels of trying to mask slavery. Yeah, they know we free. They declare us free. Ain't that crazy? Another group of God dropped us on this earth. Bam, we free because we free from God. But another group declare us free. Okay, we're gonna let y'all be free.